The Williams Institute of UCLA has done a study, the longest study on lesbian parents to see whether or not they have either a positive or a negative impact on their children. And unsurprisingly, what they found is that lesbian parents usually tend to have successful, happy children. Okay? So of the 38 teenage girls described her mother as very successful, powerful, beautiful women who are happy with their lives and would love to end up like them. So they're very happy with their parents. They consider them strong, important role models. And you know, they also talk about how a lot of these kids ended up having great grades, A or B minuses. They went to college. They were more likely to go to college. They were confident. Now, of course, they had to deal with some stigma because of the fact that their parents were lesbians, but they had such a tight-knit family that they were able to overcome any type of, you know, stigma or any kind of bullying that they received as a result of having gay parents.
You know, I've always found that to be the most absurd argument. Well, if we allow gay couples to adopt, those kids will be stigmatized by us because we hate gay people, and so we will teach that to our kids, and our kids will bully your kids for having gay parents, so let's not allow the gay parents. What kind of crazy circular reasoning is that? And it turns out, even though you do that, it still doesn't work. Mm-hmm. And in fact, they grow up perfectly okay.
Yeah.
Now, that was our hypothesis all along because we're rational human beings, but now there's numbers and studies behind it. So now, of course, that's never stopped conservatives before from ignoring facts or science or data. So they're like, yeah, whatever, we're still against it.
Yeah, they want to cite their magic book and, you know, have that influence policy as opposed to scientific evidence. But also another important thing to keep in mind is if you are a gay couple, you have to go through leaps and bounds just to have children, right?
That's a great point.
You have to find a surrogate, or you have to go through the adoption process. It means you really, really want a child. Think about how many unwanted pregnancies there are in the US. We spent $11 billion on unwanted pregnancies last year alone. So it's a little different.
And so that actually skews the sample size so that gay parents are more likely to produce children that are successful in the ways that are defined there, simply because they cared so much to get those kids that they're probably going to be more motivated than the average parent to provide them that kind of environment, which is very logical. And it's not because they're gay that they're better parents, it's because they're motivated that they wind up producing those better results. So that's logical, but again, once conservatives are not interested in logic, they're like, yeah, but I think a dude or actually his friends, or actually an emperor 400 years after him, might have written a book which I think is more important than your damn facts and science.